When you think about the modern United States Navy, you picture aircraft carriers, stealthy submarines, and mighty destroyers cutting through the open ocean with purpose and power. Among all of these vessels, destroyers are the backbone of a capable fleet. They balance firepower, speed, sensor capability, and flexibility, making them essential for nearly every type of mission. Right now, the Navy is pushing forward with the next big leap in this tradition. The destroyer development funded and prioritized in the FY2026 budget represents the future of surface combatants, a ship designed for the threats of tomorrow while still excelling in the missions of today. This new destroyer program is not just a routine update. It is a radical rethinking of what a multi-mission warship can be in an increasingly competitive world. It embraces the lessons learned from the highly successful Arleigh-Burke-class guided missile destroyers that have served the fleet for decades and from the experimental Unmanned-class, which pushed boundaries in stealth and automated systems. But the next generation destroyer takes these lessons and extends them into new territory. It is built to be adaptable from day one, with a focus on growth and flexibility that will let it accept new technologies and weapons long into the future. You might wonder what that means in practical terms. At its core, this destroyer is designed with intentional room, physical space, electrical power capacity, and cooling infrastructure, so that as new systems are developed they can be added without needing major redesigns. This future-proofing is central to the ship's identity. Instead of reaching a limit and becoming obsolete, the destroyer is meant to evolve over decades of service, keeping pace with innovation rather than being left behind by it. One of the most noticeable aspects of this design philosophy is the ship's size. It is significantly larger than current destroyers, and that size serves a purpose beyond sheer presence on the water. More displacement means additional vertical launch cells, expanded sensor arrays, larger power generators, and greater internal volume for future gear. It means more fuel for extended range and endurance, and it means more room for the sailors who operate and maintain these complex systems. The designers intentionally gave the ship margins for growth, for capability additions, and for technologies that are today just emerging concepts. Weapons are a core part of any warship's mission, and this destroyer brings a potent and flexible arsenal to bear. At the center of its offensive and defensive capability are modular vertical launch systems. These rocket tube arrays allow the ship to carry a mix of missiles, long-range interceptors that defend against aircraft and drones, anti-ship missiles that can strike enemy warships from afar, land attack missiles that can deliver precision effects deep inland, and the potential to host future hypersonic weapons as they mature. This flexibility in weapons loadout means the destroyer can be tailored for specific missions. When heading into a contested sea lane, it might carry more air defense missiles. When supporting operations ashore, it could bring a heavier mix of land attack weapons. In every case, its modular launchers are designed to be versatile. Complementing these long-range weapons are systems designed for close defense. Modern warfare features swarms of small unmanned drones, fast attack craft, and low-flying threats that can slip through radar screens. To counter these, the destroyer incorporates advanced point defense weapons capable of quick reaction and precision engagement. The idea is layered protection, where threats are picked up at long range by powerful radars and missiles, engaged at intermediate ranges by secondary weapons, and finally handled close in by automated defensive systems. This layered approach maximizes the ship's chances of survival in high-intensity combat scenarios. Underneath these weapon systems is a propulsion and power network built for modern needs. Destroyers no longer just need engines to push hulls through the sea. They need electrical energy to run radars, computers, communications, laser weapons, directed energy systems, and directed electromagnetic jammers. The new destroyer's integrated power system can generate and allocate electricity where it is needed most, balancing between propulsion and mission systems seamlessly. This capability ensures that even power-hungry future weapons like high-energy lasers or electromagnetic railguns could be supported without compromising propulsion or sensor performance. Sensors are another element where this destroyer shines. A warship is only as effective as its ability to see and understand the battlespace around it. This ship is equipped with a next-generation radar suite capable of tracking hundreds of targets simultaneously. It can spot aircraft, drones, surface vessels, and ballistic threats at great distances, far enough away to give commanders time to react. These sensors feed an advanced combat information center, where powerful computers fuse data from shipboard arrays, satellites, and off-board platforms. This real-time picture lets operators make faster, smarter decisions in the heat of conflict, turning raw data into tactical advantage. The sensor suite doesn't stand alone, it is part of a broader networking strategy. Modern naval warfare is no longer about a single ship acting in isolation. It is about interconnected systems sharing information instantly. The next-generation destroyer is designed to function as a node within this networked force, exchanging data with aircraft, satellites, other ships, and unmanned platforms. This connectivity multiplies the ship's effectiveness. Instead of acting alone, it becomes part of a collaborative grid of sensors and shooters, where information flows both ways and enhances the entire force. This integrated approach vastly improves situational awareness and battlefield responsiveness. Stealth and survivability are equally important. Even with all its sensors and weapons, a ship can be vulnerable if the enemy can easily detect and target it. That is why this destroyer incorporates design elements that reduce its radar and infrared signatures, making it harder to spot at distance. Its hull and superstructure are shaped to scatter enemy radar, and thermal control systems help mask its heat emissions. But survivability isn't just about not being seen, it is about enduring damage if detection and engagement happen anyway. Internal compartmentalization, redundant systems, and automated damage control measures mean that if the ship does take a hit, it can continue fighting and remain operational. Damage control teams supported by automated sensors and fire suppression systems give it resilience in the harsh reality of battle. In addition to its core crew, the destroyer is designed to support unmanned systems. Large flight decks and adaptable hangar space mean that drones, whether aerial, surface, or underwater, can operate in conjunction with the ship. These unmanned systems extend the range of the destroyer's sensors and can perform a variety of tasks: reconnaissance over the horizon, targeting support for long-range weapons, anti-submarine hunting, and even electronic warfare. Because these unmanned assets can go places without risking human life, they add a powerful new dimension to naval operations. Despite all this capability, the ship still needs to move efficiently across the vast oceans. Range and endurance are critical. The Pacific Ocean alone spans thousands of miles between islands, straits, and potential points of conflict. A destroyer that can cruise long distances without refueling and then sprint at high speed when needed offers strategic flexibility. The hull design, efficient propulsion systems, and fuel capacity all work together to give the destroyer the endurance required for forward deployments and rapid responses to crises anywhere in the world. The people who operate this ship matter just as much as the machines they work with. Living and working at sea for weeks or months requires thoughtful design for the crew's comfort and effectiveness. Modern berthing spaces, ergonomic command centers, streamlined maintenance procedures, and extensive automation reduce fatigue and workload. The goal is not just to operate a machine but to enable a team of sailors to perform at their best, even under stress. Automation helps reduce manual tasks, but skilled sailors still guide the ship, maintain its systems, and make the critical decisions that machines alone cannot. As impressive as this next-generation destroyer is, it is important to understand that developing and building such a ship is not without its challenges. Shipbuilding is one of the most complex forms of engineering in the world. Balancing performance, reliability, cost, and schedule requires constant trade-offs. Budgets constrain choices, and emerging technologies sometimes arrive later than expected or at higher cost. Early designs may be revised, features reprioritized,